If he blocked you, that means you have so much power over him.
Please, please, please take me back, please.
If you've ever been blocked by a man, what an experience. First of all, go off, queen. You're in your feminine energy. Like, who are you, me? Also, thank you very much. It's flattering. You just couldn't bear to not text me. You had to block me. Oh.
Please, please take me back. How could you get to this?
If you have been blocked on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Snapchat, on literally everything, even your text messages are being blocked.
I don't want to do this if I don't have you, please.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's because they don't want you in their world.
Please, record me, I don't care. Record.
If you find that a man blocks you, you impacted him so much that he had to remove you from his site. If a man blocks you, it shows he's still invested in you, you have a hold on him, and he cannot have you around because
I don't care. What is it?
You want to know if you got that man by the grip of your hands? If he blocks you.
Hey, stop. What the fuck is you doing, bro?
If a man blocks you, you are legendary. You're a queen. You need to be written about.
I need you.
When a man blocks you, it's a good thing, because although you think he doesn't care, it's actually the opposite. Because if a man truly didn't care, he would just move on quietly.
Take me back. Please. I'm going crazy. Please. 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 Walter.
I asked my son last night if he thought I was pretty. Because I remember when I was a little girl, I used to look at my mum just absolutely in awe. I thought she was the most beautiful thing ever. So I said, "Hey, Sonny, do you think I'm pretty?" Hey, Joe, this is what he says to me. This is what he does. "No offense, but you're like average." And I say to him, "Okay, but do you think I'm pretty? Like, am I just like not super pretty? I'm just average." And he goes, "No, like if pretty was here and ugly was here, you just like here." And then I said, here's the kicker. What about Dad's girlfriend? Yeah, she's so pretty. She's beautiful. Okay. And why is she pretty and I'm not pretty? And do you know what this little asshole said to me? He said to me, "That's because she's in her 20s and you're in your 30s and you're old and ugly."
Look at the combi. The combination I have at my house, fixing what? It goes back. Fixing what? Don't you see this apartment is new? This apartment is new. Look at it. This apartment is new. There's nothing to fix here. Everything's new. Original. Huh? Yeah, right. Look at that. Get out of there. I'm gonna tell you. Look at that right now. I'm gonna tell you. Come on, just look at that right now. Get out. Get out. I'm boiling mad. I'll give you 2 to get out.
I hit him and...
Aren't you going out? Aren't you going out?
I'm off.
Aren't you coming out? Get out. Move it. You pull it out of there. Get out. Pull it out. Pull it out, you devil. Get him out of there. Get me out of there. All right, good. You sit down there too. You sit down there too. Sit down, man. One sits here, one there. Someone sits there, right there. He sits there. Sit down. Bring the chair over here. Hey, you sit down. Look, sit down, damn it. Sit down, because I told you to sit. Sit down, because I told you to sit. Sit down, because I told you to sit. What was it you told her? Hey.
And here I thought they were telling me that women were much better. They're a lot better. They're so much better at cheating. Looks like they're in danger.
Do you think, like, because you feel that you're not like a feminist or whatever, you are better than other women?
No, I don't. I'm a pretty humble person.
Do you feel that we hate men?
A lot of what you're saying does seem like man-hating behavior.
I mean, I do think men suck. I think a lot, because of the patriarchy, a lot of men have arrogance and they mistreat women. Do you agree?
No, I don't agree.
So you think men don't mistreat women?
I do not think that a majority of men mistreat women.
So
I do not.
Why do you think there are phrases like, ugh, men suck?
Because I think women are petty and dramatic.
Okay, so just because like you're going against other women doesn't mean like men are gonna choose you.
I'm not a pick me. I'm married. I'm already sold. I'm off the streets.
The streets?
Yeah, where all you are.
So you think because I'm not married, I'm on the streets and I like really need a husband?
You're really bitterly and desperately single, yes. You're obviously not happy. Your attitude does not scream, I'm happy and I love my life.
If you stop for a bit, you realize most girls don't have shit to offer.
I disagree, bro.
Let me finish. It's not that they don't have shit to offer. They won't offer you shit.
Do you think that's because of how you make them feel?
No, it's because of how they feel you should make them feel. If you go out and you meet a girl right now and she's attractive, that's the main reason you're going to talk to that girl, innit?
100%.
She's nice. Cool. Let's say you do what I do. I just exchange socials. If you don't initiate conversation, she's not going to say nothing to you. So she's not doing any effort to show you that she's interested in you or trying to even find out about you. If you go to the Dominican Republic where the bare girls are prostitutes, they'll even come and say, hey, how are you? How's your night going?
Yeah.
Because they know there's other girls. Even if they think you come in for sex, they know there's other girls. They're going to try and show you, hey, you're cool. What's up? I'm not saying that you should be a prosy, but you gotta show interest too. Outside of you just looking good, what incentive is there for me to really want to talk to you? Because if I'm not trying to f you, there's really no reason for me to go out on my way to talk to you. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why I did that is FOMO. I met you, you were buff, and I didn't want to leave it at that. So I was like, oh, what's your Insta? Don't you think you should make an effort to get to know the guy that you like? Why do you feel like it's so offensive for you to show a human being that you are interested? Because you have a vagina. That's it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's my point, is that a lot of girls, even if they have something to offer, don't offer anything because they think the onus is on you because you are pursuing them. But if your pursuit, the purpose of your pursuit is sexual, and you no longer have that sexual, it's not important to you, you won't bother chasing anyone because most of them have not shown you anything that's worthy of being chased.
What's something that would be an example of being worthy of being chased then?
Good conversation.
Oh, okay.
Women give men a million reasons to look elsewhere with their attitudes. So women got it twisted because women think that since they're beautiful and they have a vagina, that they're the goddess of the universe and that men should just be happy to be with them. But that what you don't understand is vagina come a dime a dozen nowadays. It's free because women are so emotional. It don't matter what you did all the way up until the moment she's mad. When she mad, it don't matter what you did. She'll destroy everything because she didn't get her way in these 5 minutes. This is what women do in relationships. And then they say, happy wife, happy life. Mm-hmm. That's narcissism to the 1000th degree. Mm-hmm. But women don't think they're narcissists.
Bro, somebody really said Lois Lane didn't want Clark Kent. She wanted Superman. Mary Jane didn't want Peter Parker. She wanted Spider-Man. Yet Joker had a girl obsessed with him from the jizzump. And I can't stop thinking about that shit now. It's like, damn, what the fuck you mean the so-called good guys couldn't just get the girl on their own? They had to be something else. But the crazy bad Joker had her from the jump.
Listen, little babies, to my ladies, we're going to have to stop all this wanting to be led, but then we want to lead at the same fucking time. You can't do both. You're going to have to pick one. Okay, and I get it. We be in, survival mode and dealing with trauma, but you're going to have to learn how to put that shit down and learn how to let a man lead. And in order to even do that in the first place, you're going to have to understand what a leader is, what he look like when you see one. Okay, because we get confused a lot of times with leading comes with just someone knowing how to provide. Providing is not the only thing that determines a leader. And if you know, the system is set against us. It's not women and men versus each other. It's them against us. And they understand the power that it is when we have a family unit. They understand the power that comes with structure. You're going to have to put that down. It's not your role. It's not your fucking job. Let these men do what the fuck they supposed to do. Sit the fuck back and shut up.
One of the weirdest and most humbling experiences as a man is realizing that women actually don't give a fuck about you at all. Now, are there women out there who genuinely get into relationships because they genuinely fall in love with you and what you can provide, because that's all they give a fuck about? There are literally like 0.01% of women out there who actually get into a relationship with you for you, who you are as a person. It's all about what being with you says to them about themselves and their value. And that's why so many women fall out of love with their man inside of the relationships or get divorced from their man when they're in marriages. It's because when you get soft, when you get comfortable as a man and you start to open yourself up, you start to let your guard down, you're not being as mysterious, you're telling her everything about yourself. She starts to lose interest in you because now to her, she's seeing you at your worst and not just at your best. And she's like, I can't do it. I don't like what he is now. Right now, I was just at the mall and I saw a dude who was with a woman who was pretty fat, and I saw multiple situations like this, dudes who were with fat women. And in my mind, I'm not judging at all. I'm like, bruh, do what you want to do. But it was interesting to me where I'm like, that man actually loves that woman. Like, even though we all see that she's fat, in his mind, he looks at the person that she used to be and is like, bruh, there's some kind of part of that that's still inside of her. There are so many men out there who are in relationships and marriages with women who were previously skinny and gotten fat because they always gave a fuck about the woman and not who she was on the outside. But let a man go broke, let a man get fat, let a man get comfortable, let a man get soft, she's leaving. It's because she never gave a fuck about who you were as a person. It's who you were portraying yourself to be. It's who you were on the outside. And once you can understand that a relationship is all about a woman's ego, you start to know how to play it, so then you always keep her around.
A lot of these smarter women out here don't like you, man. They're with you for your money. Unfortunately, sometimes it's not even your money. Sometimes it's your status, what you can provide, what you can give to them. These modern women, some of them are getting to the point to where they know that a man doesn't have a whole lot of money. And when I say a whole lot of money, I mean like upwards of 200, 300, 400 grand, astronomical amounts of money. They don't have that. But, you know, I'll take you for what you can get. Shara 7 was talking about the other day. If you can find a man that can pay your rent, then take rent from that man. You can find a man to fix your car and pay your car note, and collect from that man. So I'm pulling this from this guy, pulling this resource from this guy, and pretty soon I have a whole entire roster. And there's going to come a day where that roster is not going to work out, and I'm actually going to need them. But they're going to realize that I've been playing them all, and then the help that I need when I need it most, if I would have just picked a guy, I no longer have it because I was being an idiot. Well, if she doesn't know right from wrong, at least the women in the comments do.
What's her name and what happened?
My name is Ruby, and he has big mamitis, so I had to end it.
Okay, how old was this guy?
37? I feel like his mom got more information of what he did on the daily than what I would know.
What made you feel like his mom knew more? Like, how'd you know that?
I read the messages.
So you went through his phone?
When in doubt, look.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Fucking minute. Talking to your mom is more of a red flag than going through somebody's phone? And all you saw was him texting his mom. He's not texting other girls, he's texting his mom. And that's a red flag.
No, it would be...
I'm just happy my mom doesn't know how to text, dog. That's what I'm happy, bro.
No.
I'm gonna call my mom right now and tell her, Mom, I can't talk to you a lot because people think it's a red fucking flag, Mom. I'm like, fuck, you know what?
I have 2 kids and... Oh, yeah. So
hey, who the fuck is that?
He planned a guy's trip to go to Germany with another dude. At 3 years, you want to be having trips with me.
Wait. Clap if you think it's cool taking trips with the homies. Yo, guys and girls. Right now, you're losing.
And then I have 2 kids, and he doesn't step up.
Are those his kids?
No.
3 years, you want him to step up, you want to get invited to trips, and you don't want him to text your mom, his mom. Yeah. That's a lot, dude.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I
was just watching the video where you denied me, and holy shit. Have you read those comments? And I'll tell you, those comments were dead on.
Well, I
mean, that is how I feel inside. I mean, it's not all the time, but, you know, I get over it very quickly.
Maybe you should go get a counselor.
I don't need one. I mean, I self-counsel,
well,
but
this is not why.
my God.
This is not why I was.
I know, but I was
coming
reading
here
them.
today. When I was coming here today, is I got a Delaney game, and I have some shelves that I need to have hung in the bedroom, and so I was wondering if you could take care of those while I was
Well,
gone.
absolutely. Just give me a list of everything you want me to do. Make a list, and I'll check them off one by one. As soon as you leave, I'll get on it, and I'll just motor through that list, and by the time you get back, you'll be coming home to a different house.
I would love that. That would
Okay,
be
you make the
greatly
list, and I'll take care of
You know, it's the box in the bedroom.
That big, giant,
The
heavy box?
Big, giant, heavy box.
Absolutely.
There's 2
I love
shelves.
big, giant, heavy boxes.
I was not expecting this follow-up video. I mean, that man is just telling her as it is. And honestly, I think that this man is now like standing on more steady ground where he has a bunch of people that have actually validated his issues with what she was doing. And as he should, he is standing tall and voicing it to her. But her response to hearing his feelings is completely dismissive. And in her next breath, she's asking him to do her a bunch of favors. It is very obvious to me that this is a man that chooses to be happy through any and everything. At the end of this video, he is still smiling and laughing. But this is the trap that a lot of happy-go-lucky men fall into because in the end all, their feelings are dismissed. They're not really heard. What's tough about that is that if their feelings aren't heard on anything, that's not going to result in anything ever really changing. And I would argue that type of person is the one that is most deserving because he's willing to put his own feelings aside in order to keep things happy in the relationship. Which is why it needs to be his woman's priority to make sure that his feelings are being considered.
As a woman when he's serious, because it seems like the vast majority just want casual encounters. That's it.
That's what some of y'all have just worked though, let's be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Listen, we wanted the male perspective, so that's
But where are you getting that from? Like, why would you say?
So here's the thing, right? They say be honest. So we have this criteria that these women set for these men. You have to be this, you need to be that, you need to be 6 feet tall, you need to make this, you need to do that. I want you to be in line, I want you not to cheat, I want you to do this. But at the same time, they're still dealing with women who are emotionally hurt, who have parents who never taught them how to be a woman. Most of these new age women don't have the concept of what a virtuous woman is. Then we want to speak to the Bible. And then you want men to treat you like a queen, but you act like peasants. See, that's the problem is you can't walk around here shaking your ass in the club and expect me to respect you when you don't respect yourself. You can't put your man before your kids and expect me to respect you as a parent. You only present what your value is. And if your value is your ass, your hair, your nails, your smile, and your presence in public, but not your education, not your person, not your love, not your heart, not your interaction, not your intelligence, then we don't get to meet that. And the thing about it is that a lot of people have this conversation and it's all cute and funny when we're talking now. But when somebody tell you that this is what you presented to me, so I gave you what I thought you was worth. The thing about it is that ain't nobody coming to you nowadays, like the young lady said, with respect as a man, because I deserve the same respect you do. So what makes you think that I should value anything less than what you show me? And most of these women who are out here are drinking in the club, tore up, laughing, joking, and that's great, have a good time. But at the same time, if you don't carry yourself like a lady, what is a man supposed to present to you? If you don't carry yourself with respect and class, what the hell am I supposed to present to you? If you look like ass, I'm going to treat you like ass. And the truth about it is, everybody wants affection, everybody wants to feel wanted. And what women have done nowadays is replace the whole being attractive and being somebody of stature with the idea of being desired. Because the more men that want them, the more powerful they are, and they think that's going to get them a good man. You could have all the money in the world, you could have a good job, you could have a banging body, you could do all of this and still be messed up in your head and it makes you the most unattractive person ever. But this is what we get. And for every woman who sits in this room and says that I am not that woman, 4 of your girlfriends are. And the bad part about it is that I ain't got to deal with the conversation and laugh and joke, and I can get mine off and just go home. Then why would I have to go through this with you?
I can't pay for somebody who thinks short term. A lot of times men try to get you to think long term, think big picture. And I understand there's a crossover there that needs to happen to where a man has to see, hey, you know, maybe while you're flying up above, maybe kind of dip down a little bit and see what we got going on down here on the ground in detail. Maybe you can see some of the finer details of things and maybe adjust when you go back up and say, okay, I know what's happening and I can make a little bit better decision for the person on the ground, right? I think I understand that. But a lot of times there is no detail. The details when we get up close is that the modern woman is messing around. She's playing around. There's nothing to her. I saw you from afar. I like the way that you look. I came up to say hi. You're rude, inconsiderate. You don't reciprocate. You don't really like the man. And the list goes on. And so kind of like he's saying, a man goes back to his cave, back to his lair in peace, not having to pay for somebody who doesn't actually want to be in the relationship.
Damn, he's talking shit. Fuck, I'm bricked.
Not that.
Fuck, I'm bragged.
No, but I gotta tell you something.
What?
No.
Would you tell me if I got like really fat or?
You guys are not. You're not built like us. Guys can say shit to each other, and guys are like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I gotta fucking get my shit together. And women are just weak. So you say something. Women are fragile, and here's they're also
Women are fucking stupid.
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of truth to that. Women are.
Oh my god.
Women are weaker and dumber than men.
Weaker and dumb, or emotionally intelligent.
No. Women, in a lot of ways, you could just say women are pathetic. And so, when you have to speak honestly, you have to talk to a woman like you would a child. Hey, you know, sugar and a lot of carbs, they actually aren't that good for you. Don't, unless you're going to expend a lot of energy. I think I might get into some tuna. You know, something like that. Something like that.
I hate you so much.
But it's not your fault. It's really just being a woman.
Okay, thank you. Bye now.
I don't even know why you have to say something like this. Why even come out and declare? Proclaim something so stupid. Come on, guys. You could have done better than that.
Your man don't want any happiness from you for real. You know, no lady in here, please don't try to prove me wrong and dedicate your day tomorrow to making your happy. Fellas, think about that. Think about your woman waking up tomorrow and dedicating her entire day to making you happy. Doesn't that sound like the worst day of your life? Worst day of your life. Because she's not going to ask you what she can do to make you happy. She's just gonna do a bunch of she feels should make you happy. And if you don't act the way she hopes you would act, so what she's doing now is a problem that you're not happy about some shit you never asked her to do. Delusional as it's a in here laughing hard as shit. And there's some other niggas here in prison like, man, I wish I could laugh, bro. You don't get happiness. And listen, it's nonsense. No man wants happiness from his woman. We wouldn't even believe you if you tried. Fellas, can you imagine you coming home, putting a pen and a piece of paper in front of your woman and say, write down what it's going to take for, and she puts a pen and paper in front of you and say, hey, baby, write down what it's going to take for me to make you happy. Fellas, what are you writing? You ain't got shit, do you? Look at them, nothing. Ladies, if y'all are so rational, why the fuck don't they have anything to write? Because they don't believe that you actually give a about making them happy. He know it's a trap. Soon as he writes down what you can do to make him happy, you're going to look at it and go, so you saying I don't do this? So you saying I'm not happy? You're not happy? That's what you're saying? Delusional as fuck.
That's pretty much how it's going to go. I'm not here to make you laugh. I'm not here to amuse you. And then they might even disagree with your list. Oh, I didn't even know you like this. I know. Because you never asked. You never cared.
Give me an example of how you're actually currently being oppressed.
Because those systems have been in place so long where women shouldn't have jobs, women shouldn't have financial stability, women shouldn't be in charge of their own finances, a lot of families have come to think that that is the truth. They have come to accept that. And so a lot of families don't prioritize their daughters getting educated or etc.
So what do you have to say then across the nation in the United States? The higher education gap, it's like 60-40, 60% women, and this was the case since 1980. So perhaps historically this might have been the case, but now that the gap exists in the other way, are you prepared to say that there's discrimination and sexism against men given the disparity?
No, I'm not prepared to say that.
But there's a gap that exists.
Yeah, and why is that gap there?
Maybe because women are being presented with more opportunities just because they're women.
Is the female population not higher than the male population?
Perhaps in a very small way, it wouldn't account for such a massive gap in higher education.
Y'all, so I wanted to give y'all a story time on. Huh? Hold on. Huh? Rihanna, girl, no. Thank you, though. She talking about some, I look like some Rihanna.
No, she didn't. You told yourself that.
Fellas, don't be fooled by these females talking about, well, if you would provide, then I would submit. No, it's if your pay shows some dick, legs spread for some bread. She'll give you the buns for them funds. She'll give you that top for that guap. She'll teabag them balls for the trip to the mall.
I'm sorry, but it's something about a man who is just so masculine just by being in silence. Like, he don't got to do all that hooting and hollering. He don't got to wear super flashy clothes. He don't have to, just make his presence known with his mouth or his physical anything. He could just be sitting in silence and just, I don't know. Like, it's just something about them men who are just, you can see the confidence without them even saying anything. Like, come here. Come here, you little mysterious Joe.
I wonder if the same could be said for you. Something about a woman knowing when to be quiet.
Pain exists absent of mind.
How does pain exist absent of mind?
Physical pain can exist absent of mind.
How?
If someone cuts off your arm, it's going to hurt, no? It's not just that you think it hurts.
Those are both minds.
It's neurons.
Those are minds.
Well, it's not neurons, but it's...
Those are both minds. What are you talking about? So how does pain exist absent of mind?
Pain exists absence of mind because it's your body. Your body is feeling things. You can feel things without your mind thinking about it.
What?
I mean, it's your central nervous system.
How do you feel something without a mind?
The
If you had
sensation
no
of touch.
brain, you would feel stuff?
Well, I've never not had a brain before.
Do you think people with no brain feel stuff?
I don't know. Why don't we ask one of them?
What do you think?
I don't know.
If you have no brain, how could you possibly feel pain?
Because you feel pain in your body.
How without a brain to process it?
But who the doesn't have a brain, Andrew?
Oh, what the hell are you guys doing? It's past 9:30, bruh.
Okay, we're gonna hang out.
No, you're not. You guys gotta go. I'm sorry.
They're not going anywhere.
Babe, no guests past 9:30.
You're not kicking my friends out.
Babe, you guys are way too fucking loud.
Loud?
Yes, you guys all gotta leave right now.
What? We just wanted to chill for a little bit.
Oh no, they're all leaving.
Bro, I don't- are you- don't you
You
give a
have
rent?
work in the morning. Like, what are you
Bro,
thinking?
what?
You guys gotta go.
Are you serious right
It don't matter, bro. You guys get your
now?
bag
Are you
and leave,
fucking
bro.
serious? You're kicking my friends
Yes,
out.
you guys gotta go.
What the fuck?
It's hella late at night. It's a weekday.
Okay.
Like, bye.
Fucking weirdo.
I don't understand what people complain about. It is literally the biggest break I have ever had in my life. It was incredibly easy. You're not really doing anything. You know what I mean? It's not actual work. You're like packing a lunch and unloading a dishwasher and like getting Halloween decorations at Target. And people are like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And I'm sorry, but if your kids are in school, you're basically like, you have like 6 hours to yourself, you know?
I mean, I think everyone's circumstances are different, and that can come down to like their living situation, financially, their partner. Do you think that maybe your circumstances are easier than some?
Yeah. All the moms that I know, they have more time for Pilates. They have a Roomba, an Instacart, a crock pot that does like half of the work for them.
Why do you feel like all these other moms, we hear all this, oh my gosh, it's like the hardest job, you know, there's so much to do.
Maybe they're just bad at it.
A lot of the reason why men are now saying, I'm not going to open your car door, and I'm not going to pay your bill, and I'm not going to do, is because you spent, ladies, years now, thanks to feminism, thanks to the indoctrination, thanks to I don't need a man, all this crap that you swallowed and then regurgitated like a dumb parrot. You spent years basically training these guys out of what was their natural instinct and saying, I don't need you to do these things for me. I don't need you to open the door for me. I can do it myself. I don't need you to pay the bill. I have my own money. I'm an independent woman. I don't need you to do any of this stuff. I don't need a man. Right? And now that you said all that to the guys and they internalized it and they said, oh, really? Okay, well, I'm tired of hearing this. So you know what? Pay your own damn bill or split the bill or whatever, or I'm not going to be opening your door or whatever. Now you're like, where's all the gentlemen? Do you want to be a woman? Are you trying to be in the woman's role?
I mean, it really does remind me of a toddler that's just learning and figuring out how to do things on their own. And they say, no, I want to do it myself. And they're a little sassy with it. But you're like, okay, go ahead. That's fine. But you expect them to do that because they're learning. They're children. You wouldn't expect an adult or a strong, independent woman to do that same thing.
A hill that I will die on is that men don't want a good woman. They want a woman that makes them feel good. And you're going to say, what are you talking about? Men don't actually want a good woman on paper. They don't want you to make good money. They don't want you to be educated. They don't want you to have great credit. They don't want you to have a good body. They don't want you to cook. They don't want you to clean. They don't want any of that. They don't want a quote unquote good woman, because then it forces them to rise to the occasion because you already have all of those things. So now he feels pressure. Now he feels unworthy. Now he feels insecure. And he also knows that a good woman is going to leave him. And so every day he sits there and he has a fear that another man is going to come and steal you from him. So then he goes and he acts weird to you and he cheats on you. When I say that men want a woman that makes them feel good, they want a woman who they feel superior over. They want a woman who they make more money than. They want a woman who they feel like they're doing better than. They want a woman that they're like, who's going to want this fat, ugly bitch with stretch marks with kids? No one's going to want you. But that's why they want.
I have two main points to make on this one, and that is one, a man does not think that a woman needs to have a good credit score, a high education like a master's or doctorate's degree, or make a bunch of money in order to be a good woman. I mean, those are things that make her a responsible woman and an educated woman. It's kind of like an added bonus, but that is not what men want the most. Secondly, I know for sure that a man wants to be able to show off the woman that he's with. So no, he does not want to be with the woman that he thinks is fat and ugly. I honestly just think that it's weird to think that.
So somebody on Instagram asked me, Shaz, what is it like being with a secure man? So I said, as a secure, confident woman, being with a secure man is like the most boring thing ever. There are no roller coasters. There's no excitement. There's no nervousness. There's no heart palpating or heart racing. There's no ups and downs, but also there's no tears. There's no half-hearted promises. There's no gaslighting. There's no manipulation. There's no anxiety. There is consistency and 100% commitment. You see, a lot of men know how to chase. They don't know how to commit. When you're with a secure, confident man, he's all about the commitment. He's got the future in mind. So for me, that was the best thing ever. I love knowing exactly how the rest of my life is going to look, having no anxiety about it. And yet there is joy. There's peace. There's happiness, because I've been a lover girl for pretty much a good chunk of my life, but that made me a super anxious person, which people often manipulated. That made me insecure. And now when I became a more confident, secure woman, I actually didn't want people who were going to take me on an up and down ride. No, I actually wanted people who were going to keep me stable and consistent, who were going to add to that piece, who were going to multiply it with me. So this is your sign that if you're dating somebody who makes you feel like everything is so boring, I know exactly how he's going to be tomorrow, good. That's exactly what you need. That's what's going to help you become more consistent, regulated, and calm, so that you don't make choices out of an emotional place. They want you to have boundaries because they have boundaries themselves. You don't want to be with people who plant buttons in you and then push them to see you react like a little monkey and play with you. This is the kind of confidence you want to build, and hit the link in the bio.
How much do you want your wedding to cost?
My thing is not a cost thing. It just needs to
say that up, but we know. Come on.
I want 2 weddings there. I want one here and I want one abroad in South Africa.
Okay, so you've roughly done the costings, roughly.
I haven't done the cost.
But roughly.
Probably like 600k. Probably even more. Probably like...
What currency are we talking about?
Pounds. Probably like 500k.
A wedding?
400k.
Wedding?
350.
Wedding?
How much?
You're trolling me.
Why am I going down?
You're trolling me.
How much do they cost?
A wedding?
Yeah, my dress, my bridesmaids, my car, my people, my hair, like my ring. Are we including the whole thing?
Yeah.
She hasn't caught on yet. You're being delusional. Your expectations are not realistic. You're not getting that maybe you should stop talking, think about it, and reevaluate what you should say next.
Years ago, my husband told me that I was a bare minimum wife and mother. This obviously upset me. I felt like I was doing everything. I was raised by a mother who contracted out raising us, worked full-time, and our coaches, teachers, the heavy lifting of raising us. So as a stay-at-home mom who makes home-cooked meals every night with her children from sun up to sundown, eyes open to eyes closed every single day, what do you mean I'm bare minimum? So I took this very personally because he didn't really elaborate. Started doing all this extra stuff like making butter, making pasta from scratch, doing all this extra stuff. Now I'm in his face like, who's bare minimum now? Who's bare minimum me? It was still me. I was still bare minimum. Because it wasn't my culinary skills that he was talking about. He wasn't looking for handmade pasta. He was looking for a wife and a mother who did her job and did it without an attitude. Saw her children as a blessing rather than a burden. Brought peace and comfort and light to the home. But I was so angry with his honesty that instead of taking a second to consider that maybe I was bare minimum, sis, you can do all the work in the world, but if your attitude is stinking up your home, it's going to be your legacy. That's going to be all that's remembered. And most of the time, the problem is we just need to slow down. Now, this is something that I'm still working on, still working through. And recently, it was something that I needed to be reminded of. Cooking, cleaning, feeding your family is the easy part. But what attitude you do it with is going to be what's remembered. Working way too hard, don't tarnish your legacy. 30 years from now, your children and your husband won't look back and remember that delicious butter. They'll remember overstimulated, touched out mother who aimed the whole time she made the butter. Turned her back on her husband at the end of the night because she was so tired from churning her own butter.
So one of my guy friends gave me permission to make a Hinge account for him because I was telling him how easy dating is with dating apps. And he was telling me that it's incredibly difficult. And I was like, Pete, you must be doing something wrong. And he gave me permission to create an account for him and just run the account. I've been a virtual boy for 3 days. And I've never felt this bad about myself. I feel like a freaking loser trying to get these girls to like me. And I'm starting to hate women because I'm like, when I say I mean Pete, because that's the account I'm using. Pete's about a 6. But I'm so desperate, I'm liking the 2s and the 3s, and even they won't like me back, Pete, which is a 6. So what level of delusion has entered women's heads? Like, what is going on? It is so difficult dating as a boy. I hate it. I'm on day 3 of being a boy, and I hate women, and I'm more depressed than ever.
This is exactly what men have been saying for years about dating apps. Because first off, it is very rare for men to even get matches, especially matches with women that they are actually physically attracted to. And that is not because men are swiping only on supermodels, like they're only swiping on 10s. They are swiping right on a variety of women, just as long as they think that they could be attracted to her. But ladies, you have to understand that even when men find matches, it is very rare for them to have an actually good conversation. Because usually you ladies are really dry texters and you will just ghost them oftentimes. So yeah, men have been complaining about this for the longest of times, which is why if you're a woman that is interested in a man off of a dating app, all you have to do is to show a little bit of effort. If you do that, that man is going to double down on the effort and the energy that he spends on you. He's going to pursue you and most likely be everything that you want him to be. It is like a no-fail way to end up with a boyfriend.
Because men actually benefit from marriage more than women do. And when you look at the statistics of like post-divorce mental health outcomes, men have worse mental health outcomes than women. Women are typically happier after divorce. And so if you want to argue that marriage disproportionately benefits women, like that's not true.
I'd be pretty unhappy too if I was on child support or alimony and I had a hard time seeing my kids.
And you had to support your children. What a hard life.
Well, you understand that it's not taxed. So the problem is they take over 50% of the man's income because it's not, so they have to pay taxes on the stuff they're giving her and take half of his paycheck.
To support his children that he wants to be involved in their lives.
Right, but it wasn't his choice because women leave the majority of the time.
It is his choice to relinquish his parental rights if he wants to.
What I'm saying is many men want to be married and they want to be an involved father and they want to stay with the mother of their children. My point is if she makes the decision to leave, she should pay for it. If you want to leave, that's totally fine, but you should pay to raise your kid.
Is it not his child as well?
And he should pay for the time. That's why I said 50-50 custody off the bat, no child support, no alimony.
So she gets to take on all of the child care responsibilities, but he doesn't have to like pay anything. He doesn't have to have any buy-in.
I didn't say all. I said 50-50 custody. He should have the kid half the time.
But doesn't have to pay any money towards it.
No, he should pay for the kid when the kid's at his house.
Okay, and so the majority of the time when the kid is at the mother's house, he doesn't have to be involved in any way financially?
No, she should pay for it. She has a job. Why should he have to pay for a kid?
He should support it.
If she chose to have the kid and she chooses divorce, why should she not have to pay for her own decision? That's the thing. See, there it is. You want all the freedom to do whatever you want, but you don't want to have to pay for it.
Once again, she's not getting it. Stop talking. There's something that you're not catching on to. There's something that you should think about. Reevaluate. Oh, I get what you're saying, Pearl. I understand what you're saying now. Okay, makes perfect sense. And then start giving your opinion. And then start making your statements. Modern women, they don't understand. 50-50 custody. 50 half, 50 half custody. 100% coverage. 50-50, 100% coverage.
Everyone says waiting till marriage is unrealistic, but you know what is unrealistic? Thinking you can give yourself away to dozens of people and still have something whole left to give to.
Wrong. You can have tons of sexual partners and still have a happy and satisfying relationship later. I'm Max Butterfield, Dr. Max Butterfield. I study this kind of thing for a living. 3 science-backed facts you should know. Number 1, there is no way for people to get used up by having lots of sex or lots of sexual partners. There's no biological or psychological mechanism for that to happen. Instead, people are making a moral point using pseudoscience, and that is not a good idea. Number two, and by the way, this is not me saying go out and have lots of partners. I don't necessarily think that's going to be very satisfying for you. But if you do, or if you have done that, know that you can come back from that and have a happy and healthy relationship afterward. Number two, why? Because relationship science shows that long term, there is no purity model of relationship satisfaction. The number of partners you have is not correlated, is not linked to relationship satisfaction later, unless, number three, you face a lot of shame. If we shame people for having lots of sexual partners, it turns out it makes their lives worse and it makes their relationships worse. It's not the history. It is the difficult conditions that they face from other people socially that create difficulties for them and for their relationship. Speaking of things that create difficulties for your relationships, the influencers are doing that. Drop them, follow the science instead, take steps to have a happy and healthy relationship today. Follow the science and follow me.
So I don't think anybody gets used up biologically. I think there's any chemical in the brain that shuts off if someone has too many partners. So I think that much is true. But I think there's a lot of people that don't want to admit when you go through a lot of short-term relationships, you start building habits. You break up, you move on, you compare, you detach, you repeat. And so after a while, that becomes the norm to you. And when something becomes the norm to you, you carry it into the next relationship, which is what a lot of men are saying. I'm looking at your body count as a pattern. What have you been doing? What have you been up to? Well, I don't think that makes any sense. No. What patterns have you been following? I want to see. In the same way that you would look at my salary and stuff like that, I want to see that, right? So you have these studies by Teachman, NSFG, in the 90s, in the early 2000s, that all show the same pattern. Once somebody hits around 6 to 10 partners, the chances of long-term relationship problems actually increase. Not because their body is damaged physically, but because their patterns are. Once again, we're looking at the patterns. So it's really honestly like anything in life. The more you practice short-term stuff, the harder long-term becomes. Like you don't have a commitment. You don't have the wherewithal to go the distance. And I think that's what a lot of men are seeing in relationships today. Well, I would rather cry in a Bentley than cry in a broke down Civic or something like that. Or before that man leaves you, get him to put property in your name. Or, get him to buy you a bag or something like that. That's short-term thinking that these modern women go through, or they have, because they don't have long-term commitments. They're looking to get in and get out of relationships with men and get something from men. That's why they say, hey, what have you been up to? And women get mad at that. And then, and I think that we need to start bringing back shame. But when you add shame, it makes everything worse. If somebody feels judged or dirty or ruined, they carry that insecurity into the relationship. And, I think it's not the body count itself that it's causing problems. It's the insecurity, right? So once again, it doesn't necessarily have a whole lot to do with biology, but it is what men look for behaviorally. I'm looking for those patterns to see if you actually respond the right way, right? Like I said, I think at some point in time, we need to bring back shame. Hey, stop doing that. Hey, quit doing. No, you're fine. You're valid. No, you're not fine. You're not valid. Oh, this is more. No, there's some things that you don't need to do. There's some things that are just not healthy, and you have to start being careful. We have to start. You moving around like this because you're going to say it's not biological. You're going to say it's not scientific until they catch a disease. Oh, we were safe in this, and that. You're going to say it's not biological and it's not scientific until they have a baby that they don't want. And until they don't know who the father is. And now they got to take a scientific test to prove who the father is. That's what you're going to say. So once again, I hear where you're coming from, But everything in life is going to touch every part: behavior, physical, scientific, biological. All that is going to get touched just on this one body count thing, just on this one topic.